All right, you guys, here we are breaking down workout number 1 for you here. I've got this big board out. What I'm gonna do is start to kind of break down the way that I write things on here so that you guys can understand what we're working with and then work through on your own the way this is gonna look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna write this down within the training program so that you guys can see it. That way, if you're somebody who can just understand my chicken scratch here on the board or within the training session, what you can do is you can just rip through it and then get done with the workout and not even really have to watch me talk about it if your form is perfect, and you can just keep going. So here we go. We've got a warm-up set here. We're going to go for 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest for 2 rounds through these 4 movement patterns, and then we'll hit the working set. I'm just going to talk through each really quick. Move these dumbbells here out of the way. First one here is going to be a hamstring walkout. I'll move this remote here out of the way as well. What you're going to do, lay down onto your back. You're going to plant your feet into the ground. You're going to push your butt up off the floor, which is engaging the glutes, and then you're going to walk 1 foot at a time out as far as you can go. Now for some of you, that's going to be all the way out until your legs are straight. Notice how my butt is still off the ground. And for some of you, that's going to be out to here. It's going to be lighting up your hamstrings and your glutes. Just work with where you got, and then we'll continue. And again, you're gonna work 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Next movement here is gonna be the single leg RDL. So after you finish that, you'll pop up to your feet. What you're gonna do is you're gonna plant 1 foot into the ground. I'm gonna choose my left leg here to start. My right leg is now gonna hover. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my body nice and straight, and I'm gonna hinge here at the hips, working all the way forward. Notice how my back is nice and straight, kicking my back leg straight out, and then I'm going to stand up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to switch sides. So again, hip hinge here. Now my right foot's planted, left foot is hovering, and I'm going to hip hinge forward all the way here, and then come up all the way back up top. And you'll work 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, alternating sides there on the single leg RDL. Next movement here is going to be the shoulder car. A couple different ways you can do this. It's essentially just an arm circle. I like to kind of plant my hands here right on the hips, and I like to take the hand, make a nice big sweeping circle. Now you got 45 seconds. We can do that per arm, and you can work 20 or so seconds backwards, 20 seconds forwards, and then you can switch sides. Same thing here on the left. The biggest thing is you're trying to draw the biggest circle around the whole way. Really loosen up the tissue there in the shoulder. Next move is going to be the scorpion, probably my favorite mobility movement here that I like to do. Move this dumbbell here out of the way. I'm gonna lay down here onto my chest. I'm gonna shoot my arms here out to the side, and then I'm gonna kick 1 foot up, opposite hand, opposite foot. Ooh, and you're basically looking for this stretch. If you want a little extra, you can plant this hand here and really push. That'll get your shoulder here a little bit of a stretch as well. And then you'll switch directions and work back and forth for the duration of the 45 seconds of work. So after you finish that, we're going to get into our working set. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to bring our dumbbells back into the fold and start off with our dumbbell deadlift. Now, the way that I like to do these is I like to download, and I probably should have led with this, the interval timer app, some sort of timing where it can time working sets and rest. Our app can do that as well, so feel free to do that too. But it is probably going to be easier for you to download an app that does that individually. That way you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk as I go through all these patterns. It's going to be a little bit more helpful for you. So we're going to go dumbbell deadlift, gorilla row, RDLs, and then Renegade Row. So the dumbbell deadlift's very simple. You're going to have dumbbells in either hand. You'll grab them here, and it's a big hip hinge forward. I'm gonna let these dumbbells kind of rest right down the side of my leg. Hip hinge forward, keep my chest nice and tall. Here, a little soft bend in the knees, and then I'll stand up. And again, you'll work for the full 45 seconds of work as you come down and all the way up, and then you'll take your 15 seconds to rest. Next move here is gonna be our gorilla row. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set my dumbbells down, and I'm gonna go down and grab them. So I'm gonna basically like squat down here and get a nice hold. And then I'm just gonna row one side and then the other side and work for the full 45 seconds of work. I'll take my 15 seconds of rest, and then we'll get into our single leg dumbbell RDL. Now, we did the RDLs here in our warm-up, but what we're gonna do now is we're gonna load them. So my left foot is gonna be planted here into the ground. My right foot is gonna be back behind me, and I'm gonna work just one side for the full duration, and then we'll foot flop. So my right leg's gonna shoot back. I'm gonna hip hinge forward. That weight comes down towards the floor, and then I'm gonna come all the way back up, and I'll work 45 seconds all on one side, and then I'll switch. Left hand goes on the dumbbell. Right foot is now planted into the ground, and then the left leg shoots back here, and then I'll work for the full 45 seconds on that side. After we finish both both RDLs, we're gonna get into our Renegade rows. These are pretty simple. You'll basically set these dumbbells here down about shoulder width apart. I like to have my feet just outside shoulder width. All you're gonna do here is you're gonna row one side, row the other side. If you wanna throw a push-up in the middle because you're feeling spicy, go ahead, throw your push-up in, and then you'll work row, row for the full 45 seconds. So after you go through that, again, you're gonna go through that set 4 times. So you'll be working that entire time. And the big key, make sure you're adjusting your load as you go. And again, if you get some sort of a timer app, that'll be super helpful for you. Excuse me. And after you finish that, we're gonna get into what I like to call our cool down mode. Cool down mode is gonna be really important for us today. What I want you to do is I want you to turn the music down, get yourself some, reggae, soft rock, whatever the thing that you would maybe cook dinner to on a Sunday night versus a thing that's gonna get you pumped pop or whatever is going on for the actual working part of your workout today. And what I want you to do is start to bring your heart rate down, start to do a little bit of light mobility. Some days we'll incorporate walks. Some days we're gonna incorporate a couple movements to help you kind of loosen up. To today, we're gonna hit 2 of my favorites. We're gonna do the squat to stand and the T-spine rotation. So all this is, your feet are gonna be just outside shoulder width. You'll basically squat down, hinge over, try and touch the ground here with your hands. If you can't do that, that's okay. But you'll just get as close as you can. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna squat down. I like to plant my hands here into the ground, and then I'm gonna shoot my butt all the way up in the air, and then I'm just gonna floss back and forth. So back into the squat, shoot the butt all the way in the air, back into the squat, and then shoot your butt all up into the air. You'll do those about 10 or so of those until you start to feel a little loose. And then the last move here is gonna be your deep squat T-spine rotations, which you'll be down here onto the ground. What I like to do here is I take my right elbow and I plant it on the inside of my right leg, and then I'm just gonna pick up my left hand and I'm gonna twist, really, really twist and open up, and then I'm gonna floss over to the other side, left hand into the ground, right hand comes all the way up and twitch. And you'll just work back side to side. Go ahead and do 10 of those total, and then we will be done. Workout number 1 complete here in 50 Days of Fitness. Congratulations. Keep working. Let us know how you guys do throughout the program, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.